For the past few days I've been pretty sick and basically completely out of it, but with the release of Mario Kart 8 it wasn't all bad. So after many hours of playtime I was thinking about doing a review, but who am I kidding, it's Mario Kart, everyone knows exactly what they're going to get when they buy a copy. Instead, I decided to discuss my top 8 favorite tracks in Mario Kart 8, and there's no rules, I'm picking from both the retro and new courses, so without further ado, let's begin. Just making the list is the Thwomp Ruins, which while the track layout is alright, what really makes me enjoy this course is the atmosphere. Taking place in what appears to be an ancient ruin, much of the stone structures are covered in moss, as if this place hasn't been inhabited in a while. As the track name implies, there is a large amount of thwomps scattered around the course, ready to crush any racer who's underneath. Also, there's these giant stone wheels that roll down the track, and if touched will flatten drivers in their tracks. For some reason, whether it be the music or the surroundings, this level really reminds me of The Legend of Zelda, but that's probably just me. Sunshine Airport was the first course I was able to try out in the game while previewing a demo, and I just thought to myself the entire time what an ingenious idea a track based around an airport is. As most can figure out, the track has you driving through a terminal, weaving through planes, and launching off into the sky while watching airplanes take off above the clouds. There's also quite a few shortcuts and alternating paths, such as sliding through a luggage claim and deciding if the best bet is to go under or through an aircraft. Other than the disappointment that there seems not to be a UFO Easter egg, Sunshine Airport is always a good time. One of my favorite courses for Mario Kart 7 makes a comeback in 8 in the form of a classic track, even though that game just came out. Wait, now that I think about it, Mario Kart 7 came out back in 2011. Geez, time sure does fly. Anyway, Piranha Plant Slide is just as fun to play now as it was last time around, with the course revolving around you making your way through the sewers of the Mushroom Kingdom. With many narrow passageways to navigate through, things can get hectic quickly. On a player's first playthrough, they probably won't do well because of the many sharp turns through the tight corridors, but with a little bit of practice, anyone can zip right through to first place. Just from the name, you'll understand the basic premise of Tick-Tock Clock. While navigating the track, you'll find many obstacles that anyone would expect to find while looking at the inner workings of a clock. You have your pendulums, hour and minute hands, and gears all moving around to either benefit or hinder the driver. My personal favorite part of the track are the moving gears that change directions each lap. Depending on how well your jump went will decide how much of the section you're able to glide past. Now this isn't the first time a Mario Kart game has taken a crack at a cloud stage, but man did they sure get it right this time around. While the track doesn't become too outrageous, it does offer a fun playthrough with multiple shortcuts that can shave seconds off your time. This course is also home to the best song in the entire game. Obviously inspired by the orchestrated melodies of Super Mario Galaxy, the Cloudtop Cruise theme gives a great feeling of adventure, but when you go up into the thunderstorm, the music suddenly becomes dark and eerie. I'm calling it now, this song will be considered a classic in a few years down the road. Well, by me at least. While Nintendo did a pretty good job updating the other classic tracks for the Wii U, they hit it out of the ballpark with Toad's Turnpike. While I wasn't a big fan for the Nintendo 64 version of the course, their update has really made it one of my favorites. Some may ask, what change could they have possibly done to improve it so much? Well, first of all, the traffic is no longer going against the players. But secondly, there are a few cars that have a jump on the back of them, that when found can be used to shoot your driver up into the air. Not only does this add another layer of strategy to the track, but is also one of the most satisfying feelings ever when you get a good launch in that lets you pass a huge portion of traffic below. Now I'll admit that I'm not the biggest fan of tracks that have less than 3 laps, because that is one of the main staples of the Mario Kart series, but I'll make an exception for Mount Wario because it's simply so enjoyable to play. Mount Wario has now become my favorite snow-themed track in the entire series, with you making it down a massive mountain through icy cliffs, caves, wooded areas, and by the end of the race, well-groomed trails that will take the player down to the finish. While still giving us variety, they didn't feel the need to go overboard with the obstacles on the way down, which is what makes it great in my book. I'm going to have to admit that even though I had trouble picking my favorites for this list and what order to put them in, Toad Harbor stayed at the top throughout the entire process because this track is the definition of awesome. Being loosely based on San Francisco and perhaps a little touch of New York City, Toad Harbor will have you looping through the sunny streets of this unnamed town while a trolley car makes its way through the center. At every single turn you'll find an alternative path or minor shortcut that really makes the stage come to life. The entire race you'll be asking yourself if you should go below or above the canopy, if you should stay on the ground or go up on the anti-gravity wall, or if it's a good idea to take the shortcut to shave a few seconds off your time or stay on the main path because it's not worth it. While there have been other courses over the iterations to take this approach, they usually come off as gimmicky or over the top. But Toad Harbor manages to find a perfect balance, making it my personal favorite course in the game, and possibly in the entire series. So those are just a few of my picks for my favorite Mario Kart 8 courses, and if you have any of your own, please feel free to leave a comment below. So until next time, when hopefully my voice won't be as congested, thanks for watching.